Hi everybody, hope you're well. This video is requested by California Horse. In this video I'm going to be talking about Morpheus Arms. So Morpheus Arms are an item that you can buy from the black market for 3 passes, or you can use one that you have in your inventory. They can be placed on a horse who's 3 years or older. Cannot be placed on a horse that's younger than 3 years unless you're using the Nix pack, which has a Morpheus Arms inside it, which you can put on a horse that is 1 year and 6 months. But for a Morpheus Arms on its own, it has to be 3 years old. So this will allow you to age your horse again and again and again without costing you any aging points. So it's pretty handy for anybody that blops their skills, because usually you have to age the horse quite a lot, and if it might actually cost you less to use a Morpheus Arms in the long run. Now, there is one thing to bear in mind. Morpheus Arms isn't forever if your horse is immortal. So if you had a horse, for example, who was 25 and you decided, I don't want it to die when it gets older and starts to lose health, I'd like to keep it and make sure it never dies, and you put a Philosopher's Stone on it. Once that Philosopher's Stone goes on that horse, and your horse already has the Morpheus Arms, or maybe you're going to put the Morpheus Arms on later, you can only use the Morpheus Arms up until 30. So once that horse hits 30, it will lose the Morpheus Arms. And this is just to stop people aging immortal horses on and on and on and on forever, because it kind of, if you think about it, a lot of skillers, most skillers, I very rarely would see people who skill without using the Morpheus Arms or a Nix pack. If you think about it, if you make a really, really great horse and you never ever have to worry about losing the Morpheus Arms, you could age it to 100 and enter thousands upon thousands and thousands of competitions. So horse doesn't want people kind of overusing it. So to have it that it sort of drops off at 30 means that you would have to then spend aging points. And most people aren't going to do that, because then it gets expensive to keep aging their horse up to whatever age it is. Now, on the other hand, if your horse isn't immortal, and your horse is a mortal horse, therefore it does not have a Philosopher's Stone, you can keep that MA on it forever. But there's one downside to that. Because it's a mortal horse and not immortal, it's going to lose health. Its skills are going to go decrease, so the more you age it, the more likely it's going to die eventually. So that is the 2 things to bear in mind. And the other thing to bear in mind is, if you're using a Morpheus Arms, you can't find aging points with that horse. So if you might have been listening in some of my videos about aging point hunting or fillers and so forth, I would have talked a little bit about how I don't use horses with Morpheus Arms. And that's because horses with Morpheus Arms are absolutely no use to me for aging point hunting. If I had 10,000 horses with Morpheus Arms and I put them on the breeding farm and I went through them every day, I'd never get 1 aging point from them. So that's another reason that you don't want to use them. So that's really it on Morpheus Arms, but just bear that in mind. You know, if you're going to use one, try and put it on at 3 years old. Don't wait till it's 29 and you're only going to get a year's use out of it. You might as well put it on when you can at 3 years old if you're going to use it. So thank you to California Horse for requesting the video, and hope you have a lovely day, and bye guys.